Now, Anglo-Australian mining giant Rio Tinto has resumed transporting coal along the Sena railway line in Mozambique to the port of Beira. That was following a 2-week consecutive day suspension because of threats by the Mozambique National Resistance, also known as Renamo. Marcus Savaima, who is Senior Risk Analyst at Control Risk, joins us for a look at the impact this has had on investment sentiment. Good morning, Marcus. It seems a very simple, straightforward thing. The company removes its traffic because of risk. And then starts it again. What was the impact, though, of this decision, both practically and on perception?
Hi, good morning. I mean, the situation in Mozambique, I think, is and was dynamic, and I think when it came to analysis, of course, the priority was to avert any risk, and I think some companies have taken decisions in that respect. Of course, when you have threats as issued by Renamo, it has to be taken serious. And indeed, there were ambushes on road traffic in the center of the country. But I think when you look at the underlying factors, some companies, for example, did not interrupt the traffic, and others are using the convoys along the roads, which have been set up by government.
I suppose the question has to be asked for political reasons, but also for economic activity. I mean, Renamo, it's a name from the past. It's a dinosaur name in a way, yet it still seems to be a factor. And it seems that there are some areas of the country where the government's writ doesn't run. There's brigandage, there's disruption, there's robbery. The government not entirely in control of the country.
Well, first of all, I think the country is big. Second of all, Renamo is a political party, and it has, it has sympathies, and it has had sympathies. So I think the positioning of Renamo also taps into a sentiment of many Mozambicans regarding democracy in the country. So while the vast majority will not agree maybe with the method, some of the underlying messages regarding democracy in Mozambique and the relationship of power have some resonance.
What about the coal exports that were affected? Were there stockpiles so that, in fact, the loading at the port wasn't affected? So what was the practical impact of a 2-week suspension of this particular service on the railway?
Well, I think the impact was, of course, the stopping of exports by one company, and I'm sure they have their contingency plans. I think really the impact of this situation is much greater when it comes to the reputation of Mozambique as a business destination. I mean, this sort of thing raises doubts in investors' minds as to whether this is the right country to invest in. I believe that it is the right country to invest in, and I think that this situation is being overcome and can be overcome. But investors who look at this case more cursorily, without really delving into the depths, they might be put off by this.
Yeah, of course, you should say that investors should never look cursorily at things, but we know that the reality is that they do. Is government and other leaders in Mozambique, are they doing enough to address those perceptions and reassure?
Well, I think, you can see the efforts ongoing that are being mobilized in order to resolve this situation. I think, there's various talks going on, various facilitators engaged in trying to reach a solution. I think the political will to overcome the situation exists on both the government as well as Renamo's side. And as I said, I believe that the situation can be overcome without too much damage to the overall sort of perceptions regarding Mozambique as an investment destination.